Hey everybody, this is Technoli. We got a build today. So we did a video a couple days ago with the MSI motherboard. It's let's see, this H270i unboxing, and it's an ITX motherboard, ITX form factor. It handles 7th and 6th gen processors. It's an 1151 socket. It supports DDR 2400 RAM Max. So this is a little older unit, but you know, it was so inexpensive, we decided to go ahead and do a build with it because the complete build for this was less than $500. And I'll give you all that stuff in the description below. It's got an M2 slot. It's, you know, virtual gaming ready, blah, 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 blah. So certified gaming right there. Game in style. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with this. We did the unboxing of the thermal tank. This is the snow edition. It's the white one. So I'll link to the description to that video also in this video, so you can see that unboxing of the case. So what we've got, besides a motherboard, we've got some Vengeance LPX DDR4 2400. We got 2 sticks of 8 gigabytes, so 16 gigabytes in this system. Decided to give this a try. This is the Kingston A400 M.2. I just bought a 240 gig stick. It was so cheap, unbelievable. 3-year warranty too on this, crazy. Then I'm going to stick this in for just extra storage, and we're also going to do a speed comparison, just for the heck of it, of the M.2 against this SATA drive. So we got the M.2 and the SATA going in this one. I decided to go for price reasons, of course, with the i5-7400. This is a 4-core chip, and I believe it is a 3.5 max turbo. It's a 3 gigahertz processor, but 3.5 max. 4 cores, 4 threads. So, should be good. And then, we're also going to do a shootout with this XFX Radeon 580, 8 gigabyte, against a Sapphire Pulse, same unit, just for the heck of it, see if either one is faster than the other. So we're going to put this graphics card in it. Now this system, you know, you could use it for gaming, you could use it for video editing, you could use it for audio production. I mean, this is heavy duty. This is going to be a fast computer, and so you could use it for just about anything. So let's get started. Okay guys, let's get this thing built. Let's get the processor opened up. And the motherboard. Alright. So we got the socket here. Go ahead and open this puppy up. La 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 la. Okay, processor opened up here. Yeah, we're going to try using just the stock cooler on this. Should be fine. There she is, stock cooler. Look how small that is. Well, we'll do some temps on that. Alright, here's the processor. Yep, i5-7400. Let's put that puppy in. You want to make sure you get this in there correctly, because you don't want to bend any pins. Okay? Just goes in there. There's 2 little notches on the sides to line that processor up, so you shouldn't have any problems. And then just put that down, clip down, and you're good to go. I like to go ahead and mount my CPU fan while it's out, of course. And we've got let's see, system fan, CPU fan connector right here. So I'm going to mount this so I can go ahead and make use of that. It's already got some thermal paste on it, so I'm going to say that's good. And let's just press that into place. Kind of support the board a little bit so when you're putting pressure on it, you're not bending it in half. And connect the CPU fan. Okay, now let's go ahead and open up our memory. Ooh, those are pretty. Vengeance, folks. Okay, I like to spread my RAM slots open when I put these in. It goes around this way. You can't get these wrong. They are idiot proof, so you don't have to worry about getting it in the wrong hole or wrong slot. Because it'll only go one way. Okay, so there we got it. Isn't that tiny? I love it. Okay, let's go ahead and get all the goodies out of this box. We'll put this away for now. Now, I like to get my I/O shield in there. Okay. And we got our beautiful case. I go ahead and mount my shield first. Let's see if it's going to fit. I like to get them to snap into place. Yeah, that one does. Okay, good. So we got her snapped into place. Oh, guess what we almost forgot? Our M.2 on this one goes right here. Let's get that put in. Just love the packaging. So we'll get this put in and then we can mount the board. Wrong screwdriver. Be right back. Had the wrong size tip. So let's try this one. Alright, there we go. So we just have one screw that we have to take out right there to slide the M.2 into, and then we shall press it down in there. So you can't really mess this up. Just goes in like that. Just slides in right there. Push it all the way back in. And then we'll put that screw back on there to hold it down. It's so nice that this is hidden on the bottom of the board. So we never see it. We just see it in the BIOS. So that's beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and mount this board. All right, make sure everything lines up. Try to get in here close so you can see what I'm doing. Just getting everything lined up, making sure all the ports are showing properly. Let's get some screws. Now these are going to be, I would imagine, out of all these screws, these are probably going to be, I think it's these, yeah. See these screws with the round head on them? I don't know if you can see that or not. They have a rounded head and they're coarse thread. They're a coarse thread screw as opposed to these other ones that are fine thread. Now they have a rounded head on them too, but they're, I don't know if you can see that or not, but they have like a, looks like a washer around it. But those are fine thread, and those are not for the board. So let's go ahead and put in 4 screws, holding it into place. Okay. 1, 2. giving just a little pressure on the board to keep it against that oh, that's great. Bing! To keep it against the I/O shield. Okay. There we go. And one in the front. And okay, so we can put this power supply in two different ways. We can put it in like this. It does mount upside down, I would call it. But then you got no way to grab any cool air. So this way, I've got air coming out both sides, because on the bottom of this case, it has this area here where it can pull air in, suck air out. So that's the way we're going to mount it. We're going to mount it with both fans facing out of the case. And it came with one screw, but I got another one here. I'll stick it in there. So I tried to find a white power supply, but I couldn't find one. At least not at the price point that I wanted to be at for this build. Alright, so we got one. Thermotech gave me some extra screws, so that's nice of them. So I'll use one of their screws to put this power supply in. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so now I can get my cabling started. This thing. So we got a 24-pin power connector on the motherboard. So let me get that started first. I like to keep my cables in nice shape. I don't want them to get all tangled up and just running everywhere. And building PCs, people like to open up their cases and see how good of a job you did, if you're doing this for a living, on keeping everything nice and clean and not just throwing together. So we'll put our 24-pin on there. Okay. And then we're going to need a 4-pin power cord for the motherboard. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's put that 4-pin on. All right. Keep our cables down in there. Now we've got all the front port cables to stick on here. This is the audio, high def audio cable. So we'll put that on up here. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's kind of dark inside there, but I'll try to get a better picture of it. It can only fit on one way, so you can't mess it up. Okay, put that off to the side. And now we've got our USB, front USBs, and that's real easy. It just plugs into here, and it's also can only go in one way, so you can't mess that up. And then we have our power connector on the motherboard. And if you guys don't know which ones they are, because some motherboards are labeled well and some are not. So what you can do is just go into the motherboard manual, and right here you can see the jumpers. So it's a JEP1, and it tells you that the reset is on this side toward the end of the case. So we'll go ahead and do that. And normally your power cable is right above it. So let's go ahead and stick those on. So looks like the reset goes down here. And those two, power is right above it. Okay, and then it has hard drive and power LED, and I think it was hard drive is next to the reset, and hard drive or power LED is right above it. So let's put those on and see if we got them right. We can always change them if we didn't get them right after we turn it on. There we go. There's the power, and here is the HD light. So we can see when it's accessing the hard drive. Okay. Sorry about the sniffles. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to go ahead and pull this cable off and run it through here just to get a little better cable management. I don't want the cords just going everywhere. And yes, that is the BIOS battery, and it was loose when I got the board, but it's not going to hurt anything. It just goes up here. Okay, now got all that hooked up. We got this. We got this. Now let's go ahead and get the video card put in, graphics card, our GPU. Oh, you know what? We got to plug in the front fan connector on the motherboard. So let's go ahead and get that plugged in. We'll just use this one right here. All right, there we go. There's headers on the board, of course, to plug in your fans. So that's nice. We're going to mount that SATA drive in a few seconds here. I just want to get it powered on, see if we have life. So we're going to need some power for the graphics card. And it comes with it. It's an 8-pin. And it comes with an 8-pin. That's nice. There. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and plug in our power. It was funny. I had to go get a power cord because neither the case nor the power supply came with a power cable. Let's give it a go. Got it plugged in. Yep. Turn our power switch on. Got to turn that power switch on, folks. Now we can try it. So can you believe it? I think the power supply is dead. I'm getting no fan spinach, nothing. So let's try a different power supply. This is what can happen, guys, sometimes with builds. You just never know when you're putting one together if you're going to have a bad component. Very unusual, but it does happen. So I've got a Thermaltake Smart 500 here. I'm going to stick in there. So let's see if that solves our issues. Unbelievable. Of course, when you're doing a video. But that's what this is all about, right? To show the real things that can happen, because this kind of stuff does happen when you're doing builds. Happened many times in my career. Alright, so let's take this out. You know, I thought that was strange that that power supply didn't come with any screws and didn't come with a power cable. And I got this off Amazon. I'll bet you the thing was a Rebox. And they just stuck it back in the box. Didn't test it when somebody else returned it. Alright, so let's put this new. Now this is, I know it's new because I just opened it. Oh, it's got so many cables. I probably should have bought a modular power supply for this, and I would suggest that. It's a couple dollars more. Because you'd have less cables, because you're not going to need that many cables for this little box. We're not going to be sticking a bunch of hard drives in it and Just basically need it for a graphics card motherboard. Alright, so again, we're going to mount the power supply so the fan is on the bottom. Making a lot of noise. Okay. I figured since it's a Thermaltake Core V1, might as well put a Thermaltake power supply in it. And I'm just going to stick 2 screws in it for now. But if you're doing a proper build, you want to put them all in there. Alright. Now we need our 24-pin motherboard cable again. Get all these cables out the side right here until I can get everything that I need. I'm going to need the 8-pin PCIe cable. Now, what's nice about this case, there's plenty of room to put these cables back underneath when I just get what I need and put the rest away without it looking too horrible. I'm going to need a cable to plug in my power supply here in a second. Okay, here's my 4-pin for my motherboard. CPU, yep. Let's see if I can show you guys. There you go. Okay, and then we're going to have our 8-pin connector up here for a graphics card. And I think I'll use this middle one. Shove the rest of these down in here. Okay, PCIe connector. Okay. So we'll need to do a little better job with cable management than what I have right here. And right now I'm just going to pull everything kind of down out of the way so you can see what's going on. Now with this build, we're going to do 2 different videos. One is going to be a Hackintosh video, which will be neat. And the other one will be just a straight Windows 10 install. Okay, reset switch. Or power switch. Remember we looked at the motherboard or motherboard manual to get these in there right. Okay. Alright. We'll try to clean up some cables after we get done here a little bit. So here's my SATA cable for my external, because what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do the Hackintosh build. So we'll come over here, and this is a cute little, it has 2 of these trays. One fell on the floor. Okay, let's see how this goes. Alright, so what you do is just line up the holes, kind of center this thing on there and line up the holes, and put your screws in. These are also going to be coarse thread screws. Little SATAs are so teeny. Okay, I'll just put 2 screws in there for speed right now. Get this mounted. So, what I probably would tell you guys to do, which is a good idea, and on the next build I'm going to show you that, is to test your motherboard before you install it, just to make sure you don't have a dead board or dead memory or dead power supply like we did on this one. So we'll show you about that. So we just put that back in there, put a little thumb screw back in it, a SATA drive. I've got the M2 drive on the back of the board, which we're going to use for the Windows build. But we could have, we've got 2 trays, so we could have a nice big, you know, I don't know, 4 or 6 terabyte or 2 terabyte hard drive in here just for storage, mass storage. Got so many connectors on this thing. I'm just going to put this one on it right here and shove it down in there. You're going to want to spend some time getting your cables in there neatly. So I'm sure you can figure out how to do that and use your twist ties that actually come with the case. All right, now, do you think it's going to work? Let's plug it in. All right, and video. Turn it on. Oh, we got fans. That's nice. Front fan. Everything. Let's see if we've got anything on the screen. Let's see. Delete, 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 delete. Get into the BIOS. There we go. The MSI. Nice. All our different BIOS settings. You can use your mouse too if you want. So that's it. That's the build. Now, like I said, we're going to have a Hackintosh review on this using Mojave and show you how a complete install, so you won't leave any parts of it out, so you won't get confused. It's not too hard to do on this one. And then we'll do a Windows video for just Windows 10 and how easy it is to set up. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you again. Please like and subscribe if you cared for this. And we'll see you next time.